Good afternoon, everyone. It's Saturday, February 27th, 2021. Welcome to episode 20 of Dinner from the Dining Car. Yay! I've made 20. This is my 20th episode of this. For this episode, we are going to be making the Pennsylvania Railroad's Swedish meatballs in cream sauce. And it looks like a really good recipe. But what you're going to need for it is 3 pounds of meat. You're going to need a pound of ground pork, a pound of ground lamb, and a pound of ground beef. You're going to mix all these together in a huge mixing bowl, and then form the meatballs out of it. You're going to need breadcrumbs, at least a cup of breadcrumbs. You're going to need 1 egg. This is all going to bind together the meatballs for when you cook them. You're going to need salt and pepper. You're also going to need a half cup of chopped up onion. And you're going to need lemon juice and sour cream. The lemon juice and the sour cream go into the sauce for these. Now, the problem is the recipe calls for a cream sauce but doesn't tell you how to make a cream sauce. So I'm going back to the basic cream sauce that's made out of flour, water, and milk, just whipped up until it starts to bubble up, and salt and pepper. And then we will add the sour cream and the lemon juice to that. So I'll explain that in the video because that will be the last thing we make while the meatballs are in the oven baking. Now these are going to make pretty good sized meatballs. Because you take about 1/3 of a cup of the meat mixture per meatball. So that's a pretty good sized meatball. Anyway, when we get started, you'll see how it all goes together. So we'll be back in a bit when we're ready to start cooking. See you then. Everybody, we're back. We're going to get started now. The first thing you're going to need to do, wash your hands, because you're going to be mixing this raw meat with eggs and breadcrumbs, salt and pepper by hand. You really kind of have to, because you want it all mixed properly. But the first thing we need to do is saute some onions. Now I've already got some pre-chopped onions here, so we're just going to spoon. You want to get about a cup to half a cup of onions. Wow, it's kind of hard to see the camera. So we're just going to start this. Okay. We already have the meat in the bowl. So what we need to do now is to reposition the camera a little bit. Oh, that's so much better. What we need to do now is we need to crack our eggs. Excuse me. And I need my measuring cups. You'll have to excuse me, folks. I'm feeling a little scattered this evening, so. First thing we're going to do, we're going to crack the eggs into this. You'll need 2 eggs, not 1. In the intro I said 1 egg, make it 2. Again, rinse my hands. Then we need a cup of breadcrumbs. This and the eggs are going to bind together the meat. Another thing you need, I need to seriously get my head out of my rear end. I'm just not prepped for any of this right now, am I? We have a cookie sheet. Had to get the cookie sheet. Anyway, hook these eggs up right now. These onions up. We're just kind of sweating them down a little bit. I don't know if you can see them. We're just sweating them down. Okay. Now that we've done that, we add that into the meat mixture. Once again, rinse off your hands. Now, what you need to do is just get in here and, wow, the onions are still hot. Get in here, just get in here. You're going to mix this all up until you've got a nice kind of meat paste. This is the thing about meatballs, if you're making them yourself, you have to do a lot of hand mixing. And now most people would probably tell you, oh no, you should mix this with a machine. No, you just don't get the right texture and the right combination unless you mix this stuff by hand. I got a whole bunch of breadcrumbs on the bottom there I need to get up. There. Yeah, see, if you'll notice, you've got quite a bit of stuff in here. Okay. Hey, Judy, could you come here a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Because my hands are covered with meat now.
What do you want me to do?
I need my special pretty helper here. Salt and pepper in here.
Salt and pepper in the meat.
Yeah, while I'm...
Is the salt shaker fixed?
Yeah. Just start cracking it in there, I'll tell you when. Keep going. Okay, that should do it. Now the salt. Okay.
Uh-oh, this feels loose.
It is going to be a little loose, but get in there and crank that sucker alive. Really crank it. There. It's not working for you here. Shucks. My hands are all full of... Oh well, we're going to go with a little less salt. Alright, now, what you need to do is, now that you've got this all pretty much mixed together, and you have a lump of meat, you want to grab your cookie sheet. Now the next step depends on you. Do you want small meatballs, medium meatballs, or larger meatballs? Over here is our cookie sheet. What we're going to do, first of all, could you get me a cup of water to put in this cookie sheet?
A whole cup?
Around that, yeah. There's got to be another way to get salt in here. There we, oops, shit, just broke again. Go get the other salt shaker out of the cabinet. We've got a salt mill here that's been giving us grief. So, anyway, take some water, just pour it in your cookie sheet. This is just going to keep the meatballs from drying out while you cook them.
I don't see any salt shaker. Oh, that one. The whole great big thing.
Mix it back up again. Okay, you're standing right in front of the camera.
Oh.
All right, now that you got that pretty well mixed, grab 1/3 of a cup measuring cup. Just get about 1/3 cup of the meat, put it in your hand, and just roll it into a meatball. Just roll it into a meatball. Oh crap! The oven.
You didn't preheat it.
350. Bake and just hit start. Oh, I'm such a clod. I got everything out of there to preheat it, but there. That's about 1/3 of a cup. This is gonna make some big meatballs. I'm just gonna grab some off. And you just kind of roll your meatballs, put them on your cookie sheet. Whatever size you happen to want to make. Me, I'm making meatballs that are a little bit bigger because I like meatballs. I need something to just sit over here for a minute.
You need something
Oh,
to sit on.
never mind, never mind. And roll them on.
I don't think you're going to have enough room on that cookie sheet for all that meat.
I'm beginning to wonder. Oh, that one's a little small. Do we have another cookie sheet?
Yeah, let me get it.
Because this is a lot of meatballs. As you can see, this makes an awful lot of meatballs.
We don't have that kind of other cookie sheet. We only have the flat kind.
Oh, we don't want that. Well, what we'll do is we'll get on here what we can. Move them a little closer. We can put a few more on here. We might be able to get a whole bunch of meatballs out of this. This is the part, folks, that's a little tedious. This is the part that's a little tedious. Getting them on the cookie sheet.
You might be able to fit them all.
I might, if I'm careful. If I have a little bit of meat mixture left, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But anyway, guys, you just keep rolling these things out. Notice how I'm just kind of rolling them with my hands. This is why you have to wash your hands and make sure your hands are clean. Okay, we'll probably get like 4 more meatballs on this tray.
Did you tell him you tried to get latex gloves?
No, I didn't think that was necessary. Looks like we're going to get like 18 meatballs out of this. That's a lot of meatballs.
Yeah.
I know, because I'm rolling each and every one of them. Okay. Come on. Okay, can we possibly squeeze 1 or more, 2 more on here?
I think so.
Yeah, they don't have to be so perfectly careful. They're not completely touching, just kind of. I think we can squeeze 2 more, because I think I can make 2 more. Well, this one's going to be awfully tiny.
We'll
Okay.
skip that one.
Well, we'll just put it on there anyway. That way we don't waste any meat. Okay, so, again, now that I'm done, rinse my hands.
We have to wait for the oven to...
Yeah, a little soap. Okay. Now, once the oven heats, and I feel like an idiot for not preheating it properly. Once the oven heats, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. We've got 20 meatballs, and they're pretty good size. So, given the size of these, I'm going to hazard to guess these are going to need to go at least 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, because they're pretty massive meatballs. So once this oven heats, we'll get them in the oven. We'll just sit here and chat for a few minutes while we're waiting for the oven to heat. And I feel like an absolute idiot. Again, we've also put about a cup of water in the bottom of the cookie sheet. This will not only keep them from sticking, but it will keep them from drying out. And the last thing on this planet we want is dried out meatballs. That would taste horrible. Anyway, after these have cooked about 45 minutes, we'll be back, and then I'll check them and start making the egg noodles and the sauce that goes on top of these. So the oven's taking a little longer to heat, so I'm going to cut this off for a while, and then when it gets to 350, I'll put them in the oven. So remember, preheat your oven. Don't do it the way this guy did and wait. Preheat the oven to 350. Again, depending on the size of the meatballs, as big as these puppies are, they're about 3-ounce meatballs. Well, let's see. Pound, 48 ounces by 20. Yeah, they're almost 3-ounce meatballs, so they will probably take 45 minutes to cook. So anyway, we're going to sign off for right now. When these get in the oven and cook at least 45 minutes, I'll be back and we'll take care of the sauce and the egg noodles. We'll see you then. Okay, we're back. It's about 45 minutes later. Now we're going to start with the sauce. And if you could smell these meatballs. It's phenomenal. We had a little sample of one. Oh God, are they good. Anyway, let's get started with the sauce, and I've got water boiling for the egg noodles. Which I need to get out of the cabinet. Okay. The sauce, you need to get 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter. That's about half a stick. You're going to melt that. And you're going to get 3 tablespoons of flour to go in that. We should wait till the butter's melted. These meatballs are going to be gorgeous. Oh, if you guys could be in here smelling these meatballs right now, oh my gosh, you'd be going crazy. Come on, eat up. Eat up, noodles. Oh shit, wrong. I got the wrong burner on. Jiminy Christmas. My brain is gone south on me today, folks. I turned the wrong burner on the stove for heating the water for the noodles. Jesus, how much brain death can one have in one afternoon or evening? Okay, the butter's melted. I dropped my measuring spoons into the flour. So you're going to get 3 tablespoons of flour. Turn that heat down. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. 3 tablespoons of flour. Whisk your troubles away. Now, you're basically going to make a little bit of a roux out of this. Do not brown it. You want it this nice yellow color, which is what it already is. Okay? Then, you're going to take your milk, which I've heated here in the microwave. You're going to pour it in there. And you're going to use a whisk. You're going to whisk this around, breaking up the little clumps. And over medium heat, you're going to bring this to a boil. Now that may take a little bit to boil because it's a lower heat. You want to use a medium heat to keep it from burning. You don't want this to brown, you don't want it to burn. While it's boiling, you're going to put in salt. Yes, and I have fixed my, while we were waiting, I took the time to use a little Gorilla Glue and fixed my with pepper. And if you have it, I don't see if I have it. Just a dash of nutmeg. That you hear in the background is my phone, which I'm going to let the machine answer. Yes, it's starting to thicken. Turn it down. Oh, and if my sister-in-law is watching this, sorry, Belinda, I forgot to wear the apron and the silly hat. My apologies. I know you like to see me in the apron and the silly hat, but sorry, again, I forgot. Oh, this is thickening up nicely. Once it starts to boil again, you're going to take about 8 ounces of sour cream. Then you're going to take that sour cream. Come on, baby. All right. Get in here, spoon. And you're going to plop that sour cream in here. Use whatever brand of sour cream tickles your fancy. I personally believe sour cream, but the Daisy was on a special today, so that's what we're using. And you're going to whisk that around. This is starting to smell really good. You whisk it around until, again, you get all the clumps and bumps, and because the sour cream's going to make it a little clumpy. And you're just going to get rid of the clumps and bumps and other stuff. Then you have to taste it to make sure you don't have that flour taste in it. That will cook up a little bit more. Bring the heat up just a hair. And now you have to put in lemon juice. You can get the damn lemon juice open, more power to you. There we go. Lemon juice open. You need to put in a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice. Basically the juice from 2 to 3 lemons. That should just about do it. And you're going to want to whisk that up again. Now you want to stand over this and kind of babysit it, because it has to cook, and then you want to eliminate the if there's any taste of the flour, and if you've made gravies or sauces before, you know what that floury taste tastes like. You kind of want to make this into a really nice pretty sauce. You may need to add more salt, you may need to add more pepper. Oh my. Does need a little salt, more salt and pepper though. Already got it. And the salt shaker, FYI, is working fine. Just thought you should know. So that's about all it takes for this basic cream sauce. This is going to go on top. You're going to serve the meatballs on top of your egg noodles, and you're going to pour this sauce on the top of that. This absolutely yummy and incredibly good sauce. You want to turn your flame down to low because now that you've added everything in, you don't want to really boil it again, because if you do, it'll turn out too thick. Then you'll have to add milk, and you could be here all night. Oh, Judy, come here.
Okay. Good.
All this really needs is to make a country gravy is some crumbled up sausage. Oops. Dripped a little.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. All right, so anyway, that's it for right now. Your sauce, if you're going to turn it, you turn it down to very, very low and cover it. Now, you have to use this within about a half an hour. Otherwise, it's going to thicken up and become paste. You don't want that. That would ruin it. You'd have to throw everything out and start again. So we're just going to put this on low, cover it up. Watch out, Judy, don't want to hit you with the pan. And then we'll cook the egg noodles. And when those are done, we'll be back and we'll plate it up and you can see it. We'll see you in a few. Okay, everybody, this is the meatballs that they were just out of the oven now, and they look yummy as all get out. Over here, you have the white sauce, also yummy as all get out. And over here, we have the egg noodles. Now we're going to plate some of this up. Hand me a plate. As soon as Judy gets over here with her plate.
Don't give me too much.
Well, get your own, because I'm cameraing. Just whatever you think you're going to eat. That's a Judy-sized serving. All right. Come back over here. The tongs. I will hold your plate. Get yourself a couple of meatballs, how many ever you want. I'll go with one more.
No, 2 is going to be plenty.
Okay. Come around back over here. Now, here is your sauce. Stir it up. Go ahead and put that all over your food. The sauce in here smells fabulous, folks. So if you decide to make this, just this, between the smell of the meatballs, oh, come on. A little more sauce.
A little more sauce.
There you go. Between the smell of the meatballs, the smell of the sauce, your kitchen's going to be filled with yummy smells. Well, folks, that's it. That's basically what it looks like. Over there, we're serving it with a salad. That's why the bowls are out. And it smells fabulous in here. We did sample one of the meatballs, and oh my gosh, is it yummy. Anyway, that's it. That's the Pennsylvania Railroad Swedish meatballs with cream sauce. If you decide to make this recipe, you're going to enjoy it. And if you want you want to make comments or request a copy of the recipe, don't forget to email me at dinnerfromthediningcar@yahoo.com. And with that, Have a good night, and thanks for coming along.